following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. The final chapter in what has been an absolute classic. For G, what a journey. His first finale, it took him almost 2.5 years, You think about all the trials and tribulations one goes through. He's been through a lot. A lot of things we may not understand, a lot of things we may understand. But the one thing we do understand in this run he's been here is he's had to go through a lot of people that he both knew and didn't know. Today, he gets something a little bit different. Somebody he may know from afar, but now he needs to know from within. He's the only master left, but will he truly be the Grand Master as he approaches the tree on the starting line? And now for Gman. He's been the Dragon Slayer of big names. We'll get to that in a second. But you don't know what you don't know as a rook. After all, you're just a little pawn in the old shop. But take the chessboard aside and throw the sixth gear away. He's been able to take care of business on the low gears, the slow turns, the fast kinks, the left turns, and the rights. He's done a road course, he's done ovals, but now he circles back for one last lap around the track. He may be a rookie, but he's shown veteran presence. And today, he makes his first finale. He'll approach the tree as they both wait for the drop. Hello everybody and welcome to the finale of Automotive April. Can you ask for anything better? Easter weekend, G versus Gman. It's a G-squared battle. Something's got to give. And how do we get here? What's the match preview looking like? Well, for both guys, coming in here with extensive records. 24-9, 24-12. Obviously for G, 24-9. And we'll talk about who the people he beat to get here. And for Gman, 24-12 as rookie master. The old +2 versus deuce battle. The green deuce. The old yellow +2. Gonna be a good one for both players. Obviously, Diablo versus Jaguar in the finale. Let's start with G's path. Obviously, we use the same ones from the Final Four. You know them and love them. Same thing. Arya, Austin, good old Nam in the Larahuo. Right, and then the Final Four, he took care of business against Monkey to get to that 24-12 record. Excuse me, 24-9 record, 6-2. And for G, something a little bit extra on the line. If we get there, obviously, it would take every game but one. But if we do get there, he'll get 100 wins. All he needs is 5 wins to get to 100. But of course, that's not what he's looking here. He's looking to get the 6th and make it a classic 101 and make it the G101 school of thoughts and get himself as the 5th player, joining myself, Sanford, Yepez, and Ashley in the 100-win club in the regular season. Now over to the rookie, the rook, as they like to say it in the business. 4-2 on Cap. 4-2 on Leah, 5-2 on Tapir, 5-2 on the boss, and then a classic 6-4 against Myth. And that game was really about who can control the runs, who can control the ammo. And for Gman, he basically had the early form. Myth had the power plays but couldn't use them. That's where he and Monkey will play in the 3rd place game later tonight. Don't have a time on that yet, unfortunately, but we'll get to that when we do. Maybe at some point during the broadcast they confirm. How do we get here overall? Like I said, it's the old Lamborghini Diablo versus nothing runs like a Jag. So this should be a good one. Of course, 6-4 and 6-2 were the final 4 games. There is no best of 13 because this isn't a major. It's another best of 11 today. But it's going to be a good game. Both guys know what they got to do. It's the Grand Prix finale. It's one last time. We send it away to the scene. It's just going to be me. I think Seth, if he comes, he comes. I know, like I said, Easter weekend. Wish everyone the best. We'll talk about that more at the end of the program. So I'll just be myself today. And we got Cody Smart, of course, here. So I'm going to ask this question to Gman, and then we'll get to G here. Of course, Gman not in the VC. So I'm going to ping him right here. Let's get this going here. Let's go, Gman. And the question I ask him is just the emotions running in. Obviously, both guys making their first finale. A little bit different in a sense, and that makes things a little more intriguing. But I'll go to G here. G, obviously first finale. We all know these storylines with you. A lot has happened over the course of your career. You've been here since the start. We're now looking at 26, 27 months into the project. Third year here, right? And you're making your first one. You've been behind the scenes. You've been around the old parts of this building. Now you're at the final three of the starting line here. Basically, it's a drag race. Who's going to get down to the finish line the fastest ETA? What do you got to do in the sense that you're playing this guy from afar? You've seen him play as the commissioner of D2 last year, but now you're playing him in the flesh versus from afar. What have you been impressed about Gman's game? What can you do to nullify some of his advantage he's had here, what he doesn't know? Talk me through it.
I've been waiting for the first time this season to be able to play one of the D2 promotions because I've seen all these guys play for a majority of last season, so see him up in D1's exciting. Getting to play one of them, especially in the finale now, is quite the intriguing situation I'm in. But I think for Gman, the biggest thing for him is he's a tough cookie to crack. So he's going to be really strong with the mental game. So even if he gets down early, he's not going to feel like he's out of it. And if he gets up late, he's not going to think the match is over. So he'll be locked in until the end. So he's going to be tough to get around with that. But I'm going to have to keep an eye out on what he does on the table. And once again, have the game plan going in. Just got to execute it. Maybe a few tweaks here and there. Things go a little south at first, but that is the goal, to get the 6 wins.
Appreciate that, G. We'll wait for Gman to make his response. Like I said, best of 11, 3-3. Of course, the old 2-2, and then the 1. That's going to be 3-3, 2-2-1. Play those winning lottery numbers on a Monday if you could. Of course, the Easter weekend in the States. We're playing a little relaxed here today in terms of the turnout. I know it's a little low, but yeah, they can't really fault anyone. It is a holiday weekend, of course. Well, I wish everyone out there a happy Easter. So those to celebrate. And, of course, for Gman, I think about this as I continue to go through my pregame. It's been an interesting run, right? Sometimes as a rookie, you just don't know what you don't know. And to get here and hit the moment where that rookie class has been pretty much beaten up, it's kind of a case of, okay, I'm here, I'm on house money. Both guys have won the class, though. What else can you really say? Both are, in a sense, aren't hell. Obviously, winner goes to Bangkok. We'll see in August, late August, when we start working on Super League stuff. That starts becoming more of a forefront. You look at the league overall as we wait for Gman to respond. Pretty parity-based. Obviously, KT at 7. The rest, even these guys, it's either going to be 6 or 5 wins, and there's a whole pack of hungry hounds behind that have anywhere between 2 to 6 wins where, well, that could be your top 25 come the AP 25 reveal next week. It's been just test of staying calm, focusing on the game. Didn't get ahead of myself when I went up and didn't pan with someone to run. Going to try to keep going, hopefully, and finish the last lap, P1. That's it, man. That's what it's all about. Well, it's a 10 versus 15. G's going to get the call. G, it's your first finale. It's been the first for everything, my friend. What are you going to do here in this game 1? Cody Smart's our ref today. What do we got? G will think this one through. Obviously, we'll go 10. Needs 5 wins just to get to the 100. We'll have the ceremony. Gotta look to prevent that. And it's a lights out and away we go. One last time in Automotive April with an Allen 9. Only fitting, too, that we had the Allen 9 to start. Congratulations to Allen on his great, successful event. Of course, Cody Smart dropped the post this morning with the Vintage Allen Showdown. Great event. Grimland doing great. Cannot wait to see how that progresses as well as the KT Classic Showdown will come back and recompensate for that come late April. With all that fun stuff out of the way, let's get to the game now. It's Brian 9-star from G. We've talked about the switches. Well, had they been lethal, had they been a mind game, that's the one thing Gman will have to figure it out today, as G is going to make the opening break onto that Brian 9. Gman taking his time sorting through the cards. Maybe. Never know with Gman on a car ride. We've seen this one before. So we'll see how he adapts with the old car ride. The car bro, as we call him. We've had many players play a game at different locations. Let's not forget the most infamous one. Costco Eli and Airport Eli and many other funny ones we've had in the league. Gman goes for a triple play here. He's going to mess up the first command, though, or the last command there, and he'll get that in here with the yellow 6, and that puts him in the triple. Now G will respond with another 9. So that's trips 9 off the starters from G from the bot, and twice on him as Gman will run to the yellow 4, and now G will continue to run it in. 1 down to the guy he just beat 48 hours ago, well, less than 48 hours ago, in Monkey Boy. Gman Zero Sugar takes the possession arrow, of course, as see what G will do is Luke typing a little bit. A little jump scare there. Appreciate it. G back to the green now. Trying to play that ISO ball. Let's see if Gman can react. Gman taking his time right here. What has he got in the green? G makes the break. Can Gman find a way to finish it off on a switch? Here's a triple play from Gman looking for the finish in game 1. No, but he gets it to checking out of green. So G now will have some hard work to do. +2, and that will save the game potentially. Is now G down a possession. Gman looking to get this down to 2 though. Of course with the red break. Let's see what he gets off that. He will. Could have been his last card though. We'll see. Does G have an open avenue to get back to the greens? +4. There's G into the check. Woo-hoo. G with the check. Now Gman with 5 extra. Let's see. Of course, 4 extra plus 5 on the scoreboard with the possessions. Let's see what he's got to work with. Now Gman looking to load up. He'll just get the +2 into a while. Now it goes back and forth. Gman down a possession just like that. G's out. Now Gman looking to run. Should be able to run right here on the yellow. What does he got in reserve? He'll go for a double. Nothing too crazy. G's out. Now what will Gman do here? Does he have a finish? He gets this check over to the switch to red. That's what he wanted, OG. At the initial Uno. G looking to find some answers here. Let's see. We'll use that CH tab as usually as he does. 3-minute game so far. Pretty quick. Fast and furious on the pace. Nothing for G. Gman for the 1-0. No. Let's see what will be from G now. Is he just going to draw city? Yep. Gman looking for a topper. Nothing. So now we'll put us in a draw city for the first time this day. Of course, best of 11. You got to think these guys using this game 1 as a nice feeler. G with a little topper. Here comes Gman. He'll go into that G6 popping bottle. Someone will pop the bottles in the ice. Come an hour or so. Gman looking to get this to check again. No. Draws out. Now G with the advantage on the green. He used that +4 and he can run. Gman's out. Here comes G. Momentum shifts back into G. Now no. Draw city. They're both running out at the same time and playing that long game at the same time. Now we'll go into a second draw city. First one was more of a mini. Back and forth we go. We talked about this as we go to a green 9-2 at the top of the program as we get a little check back with the Zero Sugar. Top 4 to the basement. Gman's out the draw. G going to draw as well. We talked about this on the pregame too. We have a lot of parity here. We think about it. We got the boss at 7 and then a lot of people at 6. Nick, Ashley, Yepez at 6. One of these guys will join the 6-win club. Then you got Myth at 5 and then that's it. We know Gman or G, one of them will stay at 5. And then it's 4-2. We have Lane, we got Toaster Guy, Carson's in there at 3, Andy's at 4. There's a lot of mixed up grids here. Monkey's at 4. The parity is insane this year, and it's been a close field. Anybody can make a run as we go into the Red Deuce. The cool thing about these two guys as a finalist, neither one won their round 1 match in March and went 5 straight in a row. One will go 6, one still went 5. It gives hope to the guys that have no or one win, for sure. We'll go into the DJ5. Now, it looks like a lot of back and forth with the two colors on the red and green. Who plays that ISO box well as we'll get topper. Let's see if Gman makes the break. He doesn't. Now G going to draw. And now we're going back to a draw city. More of a continuation of one. They continue to go back and back and back and forth. We go in the draw city. Who will blink first? Still going back on it. Looking at the card history right here into night 7. Only the +4s and wilds were used. Minimal +2s. A lot of reverse skip meta off the get-go. In fact, the blues was the only thing that hasn't really been used in numbers. Just that reverse off the topper. Off the beginning. Here comes Gman. What has he got? Loading up, taking his time. Looking to fire a little drift slide on the track. He'll go for a burnt rubber. There's the old skip reverse meta. This time straight skips into H to Lara to Myth into Nick. Just about to say too, as we go into a Nick 9. We're just about to say here, these guys have been really not too hesitant to make the break today. That's the first time you saw the break. Into the yellow 5. There's a switch from G, getting away from that 2-color box. Gman's going to roll, and now the game starts to pick up with the pace. G looking to load up right here. He'll go for a double play himself to finish it off with that Camaro rate. It's out of Camaros now. Here comes Gman looking to find some more rhythm on this yellow. Made the break a little bit early. Did he have some extra in the reserve tanks? Is that why he was more confident on the break? He was confident, and that's game. 100%. No call out. It's Gman up 1-0. G tried there to make a move, but Gman gets it, and Cody Smart will get the log right here. All right, and we'll go to the questions. I'll start it off. Wait, probably have to type this one out. Okay, let's see what I would ask God. Let's see. Okay, one second. I got it. Here we go. So we'll go Gman question for you. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Question for you. You made the break pretty cleanly. When you switched into that initial reverse skip meta. Then did it again on the 3rd draw city. Has the patience been more controlled when you get the cards? Get the cards to connect in the middle portions of the game. Okay. And then I'll try to speed it up a little bit and put the question in bold. Gotta try new things because I'm long-winded. Alright, I'll go G. G, so now this one's a simple one, my friend. You made the quick break. We talked about that +4. I mentioned it on the top right. You made the +4 break. Got this down to as much as you can with the check. Then you got iced down that yellow wild. Do you think that's fair play to him in the sense that he iced you out? And what was the theory behind making that break? Could you have waited, or did you just feel you had to get some momentum? Because that was a momentum back and forth game. I was saying no one had control. It was ping pong, or in your case, pickleball when you go to that club.
I had double green 7, so I was really just hoping the +4 wouldn't give him something that would be able to counter, and unfortunately it did. So, Yeah, that's kind of just how that went. I was hoping for a quicker break on the red also, but he got a top deck of the numbers, which kind of actually foiled that. That put me in a tough spot. I did have a +4 on reserve, but
Right.
really wasn't sure when to throw that out. I wasn't necessarily gonna try to lock that in for a finish, but I mean, Gone had back-to-back four-card runs, so it's kind of tough to fight back against when you really don't see much of it ahead of time. But he was able to get along the yellow blue. I felt like there was going to be a big break once we got there, and that's where it was at. I really couldn't do much when it became a two-color game, and yeah, that's kind of how that one went. But
You think you understand? Is this more of a feeler game? You understand where he's breaking and chewing? Do you think that gives you a good read for the future games here?
I think game one's always been a feeler for me, so it's like I'm not that concerned. I've lost multiple game ones throughout this run, so it's like kind of just the same thing here, where I just kind of get a better idea of what he's going with here, in the moment. So
Gotcha.
I have a lot from this first game that I could take going forward, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, well, Gon basically said just doing what I've been doing this whole run. Right? Be patient, use the ammo, work out to manage the car, keep G off what he need, and kept moving swiftly. Sometimes to be a smooth criminal, you got to move swiftly and use some stuff in the back pocket. All right, we'll go to game two. G, free board as usual. What do we got, my man? We'll go crazy eights, and we'll keep it into that mid-tier section. Can G get a breaker hand? We talked about this with the MCSR. Of course, we will see the rules set tonight, hopefully, once we get confirmation with the new rule set we're trying with the CSR reg for 5 to 17. Now, that would be hopeful for T3, but very likely we'll go T4, considering we need a unanimous approval on that. But that will be coming soon, which is great. We'll go zero sugar. G's out, so G with a little early break on the plus deuce, and he's out. Now Gone, looking to erase that plus deuce on the turn and get back to the A, and he will. And there's G with the switch. Now Gone, looking to roll into it. Let's see what we'll do. Yellow, you got to think. New color. Give some time. Give some extra plays as we'll go ditto Brock here. Double ditto on the Brock. The old rock as we go one up this time into the BT. Classic bow tie special. Now guy looking to roll back. Let's see. Does he continue the yellow or does he go for the switch? Maybe make a little break again. He'll go for a double play and get the lead back with possession arrow. Ironically, Camaro 8's been the popular double play on the yellows so far as he keeps it down in possession into the Monkey 3, G's last opponent. Now Gon looking to find some more. He'll go into that breaker switch, throws the breaker on, cuts the circuit breaker power off into the red 3. Here comes G. Double up this time. Now Gon makes the break to red. What does he got in reserve? He'll go to the red 8. Now G looking to get this to dose and find some rhythm. Is it a finish from G in the back end? Yes, sir, it is, and not much to say other than just a quick one, and G gets what he needs in about a minute 45. Yep. G, that game, I gotta say, pretty much fell into your lap. You threw a little bit of an early early +2, then you got a little draw action, then got the switches to work. Was that plan A as you can get? I don't got much to report there. That was pretty plan A.
Yeah, I got the red reverse off that one draw, so that actually helped give the connection. But yeah, just wanted to go for the switch quickly on the blue, and was hoping for either a green or red, and got it. So not much to it.
Yeah, I don't got much on there. Pretty much I made the break on the red, and then you. Oh, I got it switched over. Did you get? I'm just gonna add. Did you get beat to the punch? That's all I got. Plus AG. Did you get beat to the punch on that red switch? Yeah, we'll wait for the switch there. Other than that, see what he says. Yeah, that was pretty much plan A. I don't have much to report in that game. Usually when you get those plan A's, that can happen on 6, 7, 8, 9. It's possible, and in that case, stay true right there to the word. And there's the old break. Right now, I got to think, for Gon here, he's got to think 1-1 early in the game. Has played this mid-tier as well, and the upper tier G was able to roll with it. Not much to report on plus 4s and wilds. It's been a reverse skip meta heavy game, especially for Gman. Plus 2s have been equal 3, so it's been the reverse skips and plus 2s in this finale to begin with. So far, G is able to split the first 2 games. Of course, MCSR, I can do anything but 8, but we're still on a technical CSR. Not much I could do. Had a little ammo. Only other option would have been to switch to green instead of red, which would have... Okay. So 2 color. Not much you couldn't do. Okay. Happens there. That's how it goes. And, yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I agree there. Yep. I agree. So, no problem. They're a little 2 color bay, keeping it clean, keeping it rolling. All right, G, you know the drill. No wait, buddy. You're free to go everywhere else. Well, let's keep it in the midst here. G, playing that classic style here. We talk about this. These Plan A, couple turn wins. We've seen it with this bond, this 5-8. It's been the popular trend. As we roll into the Radin 3. To begin here, game 3. How fitting. Lara into Chamek. Here comes Gman. Into the green 9 now will go into Brian, and now G runs with the extra reserves in the Apes. We talked about that double play, and there's some reserves, which G usually does well. And Gman's out. Here comes G, and he's going to draw as well, and that's the reserves gone. And just like that, a potential early DC. No, topper into his own card. Here's the Gman. G a topper into Aria, half off special. Here comes Gman. Does he have a 1 switch? No, he draws his G. Save a little bit for the 1 switch himself? No, he'll draw back as well. Now they both go tit for tat into Draw City. Population dose, 4th time this series. We've had 3 mini ones, and now the 4th one. I haven't ventured in too long. It's been about a minute is the longest I've seen. G, there's the move into Ghost. Throws the red heater. Half off special on the scoreboard. G up by 4. Here comes Gman. What has he got in the red now? Looking to load up. Once again, ISO ball from G. 2 colors. Now he can run. Here we go. G double play plus 2 into a 0 sugar, preventing the switch. Now G in a good spot, really using the breaker. What does Gman have in response? He'll draw again, and this is big for G. G looking for the finish here to get up 2-1. That's all she wrote. G's up 2-1, and Cody Smart, I think that's about a minute 35 on the clock around there, minute 33. Yeah, minute 35. There we go, baby. I don't got anything to report, G. You can just call it ditto on game 2, no? Ditto on game 2?
I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, I don't got much. I'm just going to... Actually, Cody Smart, do me a favor. Tell Gman, no question. I got nothing on that one. That was classic 5 to 8 cards. There's nothing. Literally nothing. Yeah, I could... I don't got much to... Yeah, I got nothing. No question on that one. We'll keep it rolling. Classic 5 to 8. Let's see what Gman does here. Of course, MCSR. He'll get a chance. Full send. This will make the... This will be good. Full send it. First one of the... Man, we're moving quick. Full send it. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Now we're going to see who can make it happen on these higher tier starts. G up 2-1. Gman looking to tie. What's it going to be from Gman? He'll get the starter beginning. G typing it out, trying to get maybe get a play ready. He's always good with those mind games. We talked about that in his mental prep work. He had the interview series, and he talked about that in his mental prep work. Doesn't really do much Uno practices. He'll go for the yellow 2, 1 down, Brock from Bowtie. But he does have the mental notes. A lot of players in the league really don't do much practice. You think about it in D1 especially. A lot of the top guys don't really practice much. It's really more about the mental game. Right? Play the mentality. Play what you've known for all your life as we go into the Red Deuce. You look at some other topper players. You look at Ashley for a great example. To an extent myself. We know G. Gman doesn't do much, of course. But there are other leagues out there. Sometimes less practice is better. You don't want to overstress yourself before a game. So it was an interesting little series there Cody Smart did for the interviews. We go half off special from M to Andy, off the switch from Gman. We'll see if he continues. G now looking to load. Into the blue, first time this game. 15 cards. You got a little bit of time to whittle it down. He looking to go up 3-1 here. Gman looking to tie this up and make this a best of 7, basically. Into the blue. Remember, gold medal on the line, loser gets silver. As we go into a green. Neither player has ever received a gold or a silver, of course. G6, they're popping balls in the ice. The classic again, Slizzers Vapor would say. Here comes Gman. Does he go down to his own card here? This be something. No, that would have been crazy. Almost. In the cap, double cap, caps out. Now Gman maybe juiced on the greens. We'll see. G doubles it up into Chami. One up this time. Into Bryant. Both guys now running the green off the switches from the red and the yellow, just waiting on the ice cold to really get this cooking back. The ice cold, but what they're saving. Here comes Gman, makes a little break into the red 9. G looking to load. Red 6 indeed, into Sanford. The Allen-Sanford combo, and Gman does a double switch into Steve, and he's starting to run on the colors now. How does G respond? He'll go 2 up this time. What will Gman have here in the back end? Gman double play. Here's the wild +4 from Gman. Looks for a triple right here. Does he have a massive run? What's he got here? Gman looking to load up here to finish the game, maybe from way downtown. Oh, way downtown from Gman. That's game. Nothing you can do, and Gman's got the ammo right there. Another game, another plan A, and Gman takes the tie. Ooh, that's a big one. G, I'm gonna have to guess that unless you had something to say.
I was gonna +4 in the next turn. I held that one turn too long, but
so you think that's fair then, right?
It was not a win, but I was gonna +4.
So that was a case of very similar on the +4s, just timing in that case, just didn't know when to time it. I got you. Yeah, I pretty much plan A. I don't think Gman drew back once. So he pretty much ran. Maybe some color. I'll ask when the switches in the car. Thanks, G. Appreciate that. More aggressive and made you think more cleaner on efficiency when having ammo. Talk to me. That's not too bad of a question. Well, 2-2 now. Now, this becomes a best of 7. We talked about it. Now game 5. And for Gman, you look at this, he's got this upper tier working, and that 15-card sender put us in it, but it's been a quicker series. And you think about this, too, is I'll kind of go Cody Smart here for a second. You can just type this out, buddy. You know, when we talk about these quick series here, just to vibe off with someone, we talk about these quick series, it can go in one direction. Sometimes it can go into a point where one player gets favored, in the sense that they understand the package. In this case, they both have been able to split what they wanted, right? Gman goes for the upper tier. Gman split the difference in a sense of saying, okay, the 10-8's not working, let's double it up. But we're still splitting in a sense that both guys have had plan A wins. There's been very few mistakes. There's been very few executable things where they could have done better. Sure, timing on maybe one play from G, but that's hindsight. It's been a pretty clean finale, and now the question becomes who can add the momentum when we play into more of this other tier ranges. We go to a bit more of an ammo, knowing how sparse this is. I say exactly. Say try to get rid of it. Okay, so that's what it is, right? Plan A versus Plan B. When do you pull the Plan B breaker? When do you get the Plan A going? Should be a good one. It's a good series so far from the perspective of low ammo and a lot more dragging it out and playing cool. Cody Smart, go ahead and tag on. You just can't do the send. Everything else is free. Of course, actually, right now, if we were going even the other rules, we had the other rule set. We're on pace to do what we need to do on that. Of course, you can only pick the number once on the other rule set. So this is actually a perfect segue, ironically. Let's see. Gman, I think, a guy to probably keep in the upper tier. Cody, I think he could very well go double OG here. Just be your 14 or 13 OG full. I don't think he'd want to venture into something crazy. G going to make that mid-game adjustment and deafen up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Double OG. Still got the reads. He'll keep it upper tier, looking to find some magic. Into the lane 7, half off special from the card start. And now the question becomes, what will G-Man do in response with the upper tier package? Because it appears gone. He's made his bed. Let's go upper tier. Let's go as full send as possible and find it. Because when you can get that clean look on the upper tier, you can go for that more kill shot and use that psychological edge on 5-6 baggers as they'll go for the early switch. Gone goes back. G goes back into the blue, testing Gone early. Now Gon's going to have to find out, did he save any blue? Or did G make the proper switch and ice him out early? Let's find out. It's always a good move off the start. Get your opponent guessing. Get your opponent finding a little bit of an answer. Gon taking his time now. Let's see. Should have more in the tank, though. Yep. At the very least, now G has a read on the blue. And he's got nothing. That's interesting. Could be one of them control draws. Now Gon looking to load up here. Blue Zero Sugar, though. One thing for G, not the worst card to really land on if Gon's out, because Zero Sugar is hard to switch off of course. And G will now operate on the blue deuce from Brad after Gon throws it down. Draw here again. What's it going to be from Gon? Still got time here on the blues. Decide to keep making the break. G getting a little bit more of a feel or trying to type things out. Maybe get into Gon's head. Gon, he's got options here. He had been clear on the red. He'll go for the break. Now G. Does he switch it back to a blue and try to play ISO or roll into the green? Gon once again making the break. Making it early. Trying to get G off his game. On the scoreboard, Gon already half off special from the starters now if he plays. G can roll into it. Here comes Gon. He doubles up from the old cap special into Chamek. And he'll go into Ari. Of course, that was his first opponent all the way back last month, about a month ago. Now here comes Gon. Made the green break over to the triple play. He's done these reverse skip metas before. If you look at the stats today, the reverse skip meta is popping off. You look at these guys, 14-5 on the reverse skips meta in favor of Gon, but 19 cards played out of 110. That's getting it done. That's definitely getting it done on the reverse skip meta. Has been a low game on plus fours and wilds, but plus twos reverse skip meta has been the common denominator. As Gon makes the switch, here comes G to roll in the yellow. G over to red. Remember, he had switched off the yellow and went back to blue, so he's trying to play this one a little bit more tricky, give Gon some extra things to think about, throw a little bit of wrench in the old back pocket. Gon now looking to find a little bit more in the red. First time in this color. Using a little bit of that PM. Using that pace management here. Not trying to rush the pace. Play this one clean. Here comes Gon. He'll go into the Allen 9. Could be a case of you never know internet, so you never know with Gon. Could be slowing it down. There's double Allen 9. The old Ditto play. How does Gon roll with the reds here? He did a good job on that early switch, made the breaks, got the effective switches as needed. G early draws, though, you got to think may have a workable hand, but not workable enough right now. Gon, there's a heater, back to the yellow. Let's see if G saved anything. No, just yellow away, we'll roll into it. Didn't have anything saved to switch back. Now Gon, is this a finish? Let's see. No. So only plays it cool. G gets the switch he needed. That's big. G gets the switch in either red. Does Gman have anything to react to that? Here comes Gman. Let's see. Did it not matter what that? Oh man, heat check wild again. Cody's heat check, and now that is a big turning point. Does G have a save? No. Here comes Gman now with 2 cards. Surely, double wild right here. He's in the driver's seat. Nothing again. Just a yellow 5. Does G is trying to get off it? Oh man. So Gman throws the heaters, and G just plays it cool. Gman still for the 3-2. Does he have it? No, so G gets out of a pickle with the double wild. Gman gets flushed, and he'll have to look to draw city. G with some extra life. He'll play it clean there. Smart move. Here comes Gman. What does he get in that topper? Great job from G to really get those draw cities going, or not the draw cities, get those flushes going early, and now he's starting to get the advantage on the red. And now, just like that, G down 2 possessions. But will Gman get the toppers in red? Let's see. Here he comes. He does. Topper in red. G not panicking, doing a good job. Double play, and just like that, G in the driver's seat. That ties the game, and he's got the lead with minimal ammo here. This could be a big steal for G in terms of momentum. Let's see if he can finish it off. Gets the check. There's not a single +4 he's played. It's been all pure crack. Is this for the win? G gets it done. That's an impressive one. Gman gets burnt on some wild flushes. And we apologize for the language there. That was vintage G, man. Not having the ammo right. You found some early draw cities, but that was off self-control. Talk to me about that early draw. Was that a case of building some number efficiency and trying to go back into what you knew in the past and find a little bit of that rhythm?
That early draw was because I had a single blue, and I kind of put myself in a terrible spot to begin the game. Because I had all numbers and a lot of red, so that was honestly a small mistake on my end. It worked out in the end, but I mean, throughout that game, I was gonna try to see maybe if trying to draw back to find ammo could do something. I was trying to do it a bit. I could not find anything, so at that point, my plan had to shift to just finding wherever that draw can be, and cut it really close, but got it at Uno, and then just kind of ran through with the number efficiency galore I had. So. Yeah, red reverse was the only ammo card I had that entire game, but I just kind of was able to figure it out. Really, again, that came down to finding that draw, and if I was able to find it, I was going to be able to roll.
Appreciate that, G. And that's sometimes what is the old tortoise versus hare. Sometimes you play a tortoise mode and get it back down the road. That's what you did right there. Now, Gman, you were the hare. Where do you go from here after being more aggressive on the break? Yeah, and I'm going to have to say right here, if you're Gman, that's definitely going to be a case of a one that you got double wild there to finish potentially. Sure, G plays with right number efficiency, but you wonder if you could have saved one and maybe backed off to the end, because you could tell it was a game of G not having much, just more of a topper. Let's see. G benefits, gets the profit, but now Gman is going to have to readapt to this one, because definitely a major steal from G, especially since he had no +4s, as he said, no +2s. Just a singular wild. And that's just like that. G up 3-2. Remember, 2 power play, though. We'll start thinking about that very soon. God says he didn't have the outsides of the wilds, and he had the reverse skip meta. I will say, I think he had the ammo. I think G had the better number of fish. I think that's really what it is. Sometimes when you have those wilds, you got to know how to play them correctly. And when you got a number of fish in hand, there's no +4s to back up. That's the one time number efficiency can work really good. And God's going to have to make a slight adjustment as G is looking good. Cody Smart. Gman's last home game. Tell him no 15 again. Let's see what he does. Could very well see him running it back, going 12-pack here or something. Yes, sir, Cody Smart. He'll run the 12 pack like I never even saw it. And you know it's gone. He's gonna draw here, so gee, you know what that means? Free choice. He ain't gonna mess around. Well, man, well, you know what? I shouldn't even say I did that in my game, but that was more of a stray dog situation. We'll go into a blue one. Blue 7 now into Lane Sanders. Chief looking to find a little rhythm here. We talked about a double lane. We talk about this now here as we go into the red. These early breaks on the switches, of course, exclude the +4 right there. They matter, but it really comes down to if you're G, you just stole one. You stole a game where this guy had all the reverses, the skips, a couple wilds. Sure, no +4s. It's been low, but you got to expect if it's low like that, you got to roll into it. There's G with the first break into a triple play. Into a yellow 3. Now we'll go into the monkey into Acosta combo. Here comes Gman. What's he got in the backhand? Gman triple play into the quad. Gets the quad to work on the green 5, and he makes a huge move to get this down to 4. And now G with plenty of ammo and cards if he wants to go back to a yellow. Let's see. He'll play it cool. Gman as well playing it cool. G goes into the double up special. Gman looking for dose. That's game. That is plan A, and no questions. Nothing you could. There's no way you can't do much on that one, unless I'm mistaken. I don't got anything there. G, did you have anything?
I got a wild from that +6, but I probably just would have delayed the inevitable.
Yeah. I don't. Not much to say. I don't think Gman drew there. Let me just check. No, Chamick right there. That was all Chamick. Split ammo style off the +4. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. I don't got much. I'm just going to say, got nothing really to add. I guess the only thing, nothing to add there. Only thing, your thoughts on tying it up as we make it a BO5 now. I guess I'll go to you, G. I guess we talk about in-game adjustments. Now it's a best of 5, right? This is what we used to do way back when. BO5 here, and you got 2 power play. We know your power play game has been very clean, very spontaneous. We know it's in the back pocket. But you happy where you're at in the sense it's a split. It's been a lot of plan A's, but it's also been a game of, I think, who's going to get the resiliency on maybe some +2 skip meta and reverse meta, because the +4s are not really going, nor are the wide. It's been the other 3 power cards that's been the key story so far.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But this is we're coming up on my favorite game of all of them. So
yeah, you'll get a call as soon as God gives me the answer. Been a good game so far. Game 7 coming up. I mean, a long way to go in this series. G looking to maybe stamp his authority as he got 2 home games here. For Gman, just try to split one for G. Look to get the double here, and then you're really in a good spot. Good to tie it up. 2 home series win out of 3 of these, and let's try to win some more away games. All right. Cody Smart, do the honors. Let's do it, buddy. 14 for G. What do we got here? Oh, my word. G is just going for the breaker. No send it. This could go quick. He goes for the 5. He's going to gamble. Here we go, and he gets a great starting card too with the old Goldie reverse. He'll go into Yepez, and now you can see the battle lines are drawn. Gone, keeping it upper tier G. He wants to go for the break here, get a momentum shifting win. How does Gone react to this one? Plays it cool. G's drawing. Here comes Gone. What does Gone have here to get this to 3? He can go quick. He will get the 3G. Does he have anything to switch it? Or does he want to switch it? Here he comes. He'll go into the red. There's the switch. So G down possession, but Gone now on the offense. He's got nothing now. G looking to answer back. Red might have been the call. He'll go for the double play. There we go. Gets it good. Gone's out. G with the finish, or does he get this to check? No, I'll just draw here, so. Nothing too crazy there. Gone, topper. Extra toppers on that. Okay. What's G got here? G loading up here. What does he got for a finish, maybe? Does he get a top deck, the ultimate one of his own? Just using a little bit of that playing with the old throttle there on the typing. Classic vet move. No, just playing around with the old throttle. Kind of called that one. Let's see what Gone will do. Does he have a 7 switch, or is he just content with the break here and draw back? It's the old classic play from G. Play with a little bit of the throttle, get him guessing. It's a classic. We'll go into the draw city. Gone will make the break, so that makes things a little clearer. We're out of draw city. Gone makes the break in the lane. It's been a popular card today, too. He's got the PA, too. G will roll into it with the, of course, he swept Nom. But Gone's out. Now G looking for something here on these blues to take it back. They're both running out at the same time, so this tells me it's a low ammo game. It's classic 5 of going back. G will make the pace on Rogers, who we beat earlier in the tournament. It's time in the yellow. Gone takes the lead back with the possession arrow. After the double play and a Yoshi drip into Brock, one up this time. G gets it back though and gets the possession arrow back. Gone ties it up. Here comes G looking for the lead again. What's he got? Yellow 6 this time from Gone. Colors used has been all 4 except the greens. Off the start, that was about it. Really haven't seen much of it. So you wonder if they're hiding something in the greens. G's drawn. Gone looking to run the yellows some more. We talked about the green saves. Is that a possibility? Gone gets the lead back and then some now. Here comes G. Over stings 5. What does he got to cross over? Talked about +4s and being limited today. Let's see if he's got something off the topper. +4s being limited today. Here comes G looking for the run. Is that the connector to the finish for G for the 4-3? Oh my goodness. The monster, the monstrosity hand gets the job done for G. And just like that, he's up 4-3. That's a good rhyme and dime. G, patience game right there really prevailed. You had to be patient. You had to find a little rhythm. And you got the rhythm to get to where you need to be. Talk to me about the patience game, because that really was all about the timing to get the finish.
So that I mentioned in the chat, but that long wait, I had the +4 from one of the earlier draws, and then I had blue to the finish. So it blew 3, blew 4. I thought for a while if I wanted the power play there, if I wanted to wait and see if it would get a little better. I decided to take a risk and hold off on it because I didn't want to jump on it right away because I thought Gman was going to be able to get a quick switch. It wasn't going well at first, but then I found a second +4, and at that point I just had the run to the finish. So yeah, I went. I knew I was going 5 from the start. Um, before this series even started on Game 7 because these Game 7s have been horrible for me so far in this tournament. So I decided to just do something I usually don't do and take a risk, and it ended up working out. So I
You
guess
got
that's the key success, key ingredient for me doing well in Game 7.
risky to the biscuit. I got you. I understand. Yeah, I don't really have much of a question to Gon. The only thing I'm going to ask him is the blue. I'm going to have to ask him about the blue 7 break. It's like the only thing I can really. And Gon's been he's been getting stuff. He's been getting the +2s, the reverses, skips, and all that. The question becomes now. I think the question really becomes is you don't get those powerful +4s, and especially when the +4 becomes an offensive metric versus a defense, because that's what you would agree. I think we both can agree when that +4 actually turns into an offensive metric, not defensive. We're trying to hold it off. That changes the whole complexion of the series for sure. Versus that defensive +4, where an offensive +4, like you said, garbage time. That becomes more of an enabler rather than a detractor. But I'll ask him this: made the break on the blue 7. Was that trying to speed G up a bit? It will be G again. He doesn't have to do any 5, but I think on the board's still there. We'll see what G says. We'll see what Gon says. But G, big win. Got the 4-3 now, and he's really starting to run it clean. Apologies at UPS at my door. Alright. Package is dropped off. I'll get it later. Alright, so looking at this game in terms of stats, just trying to break this down though. We talked about this with the +4. Sure, G has 2 more. Gon's got everything. But you look at the cards drawn, it's dead even. 58-58. Self-draws have been pretty dead even. 30-32. Nothing crazy. And yeah, sure, Gon switched a little bit more, but it's nothing too oblivious. It's been a game of plan A. It's been a game of runs. It's been a game of when you don't have maybe the ammo on a 5er, you try to find a rhythm and go from there. So we'll see how that one goes. Gon's going to try to get this one back. Yeah, just couldn't get to the color soon. Yeah, had more than just a topper. I think a little patience and topper. I think G's been able to find the patience game well. So far, it's been working in his favor. All right, well, we'll go to the game 8. It's going to be Cody Smart telling G what he doesn't want. G, you know the drill, no 5, but what are we thinking here? I'm going to keep it this lower tier. What do we think? G, we're going to go 5-3. If he gets the win here, he also will go 9. So we'll go back to that classic JT Nom special. Can G get the win here? And he'll get his 100th win in the regular season. And it'll be 1 away. 2 power plays. Now this is where the game it can shift. Green 5. Gone. Not a must win, but definitely a game where he needs it. Gone gonna roll into it. Here we go. Into the Brian. Into Vapor. Back to the Brian, and now that's a clue for G. Potentially, Gon's running low, and he's out of green. Is Gon out of green? Let's see. No, we got more. So there's maybe just trying to hope for a break on the back end. G going to roll into the G6. Popping balls. So far he's 2 away from that. And yep, there it is. Gon's out. And now we go into draw. And this is where the games have been maybe not won or lost, but have been more of an enabler to finish it out as we go back to the LaPlante 5. Gone. There's the switch in the yellow. Let's see what it will be. And G going to throw his own card right there and nullify something in the Riders. Been a classic combo in years to come. Gman made the switch. Let's see if that's a good switch though from Gman, or is he starting to just get a little desperate here? He'll play it clean. G and a monkey, of course, another player. He just be using all the guys he's taking with him to the dance, I guess. G gets the switch over to lane Sanders 7. Gman got here in the back, and here's the skip from Gman. What's he got? He'll throw a huge play, and there's Gman with the double Caesar +2. And he sends G packing. What will G have in response? Was that a good move from Gman to think that G may have had a run? We'll see. He'll throw a +4, so that may have been a good. It may have been a good read there. We'll have to ask him on that one. Just like that, Gman with the possession arrow, tie game at 6. Here he comes. The old heat check +4 saves the day for G. Now it's the 7-2. Not the best in poker, but in Uno just fine. Knight to Zach. Gman doubles it up into the into Pier. A little slow there. And we get a double to Pier ditto play. Gman up to the red 5 now. G, does he try to go for a switch off the 5? We talked about these switches for G, but he's going to go to the KT move. The old wild blue. What does Gman have in return? He'll play clean. G plays it clean as well. Gman with the possession. Nothing. Here comes G looking for the 5-3 and a hundo. No, but he got to the check. Just close to signing it off. What does Gman have in return? +2 saves the day. So Gman saved the day with a +2. Oh wow, that saved the day. That +2 from Gman saved him and puts G back in the draw city. No, G didn't use power play there, so that's interesting. Into the blue 8. Our topper from G. What does he got? Nothing, just a draw. So now, yeah, we're Gman really typing up the storm there. Oh my! All over the map from. Oh, whoa! A lot of Clint playing. G with an aggressive +2. We're out of +2s now. Gman with the aggressive switch. G to deuce. Here comes Gman. He's got. Does he have? He made the break. He's got to have something here. He does, but that's not a lot. G for check. Oh, Gman makes a gutsy call and it works. And he can run. G gets the run back though in the red. Top stack city. Or did he have that one saved with the wrong number? Gman only a +2 draw to stop it. That's it. Does stop him a little bit. G will run and gets off the +2 breaker. Gman back to blue now. G gets the blue. Gon's out. He tried the ISO. Is this what G needed? +4. G gets a hundo and he's one away. And I don't even... Wait a minute. Yeah, he could have even powered, but he doesn't even need it. That's a big one. G, congratulations on 100, man. Talk me through that. Okay. All right, boy, no problem. Then talk to me about just the isolation right there. Then talk to me about the isolation, about just trying to get into that blue draw. See, what did you get off that profit? Because it was pretty clean that +2 he threw was more of a delaying the inevitable.
I did not have any blues there, so I was kind of not gonna win that unless there was a color switch. But +2 kind of gave me, I think it gave me double red actually, so it wasn't the worst thing. But kind of just throwing the draw city, got a few blues here and there, but didn't jump on anything immediately until I found something. I could have done an early switch the yellow off the blue 8, but I decided to hold off on it, and then I got a blue +2, which I initially was annoyed at, but then I had a blue close it, so it was like whatever. Yeah, and then I would have probably power played actually if Gon did not play the +2, because I would not have felt as confident, but I got the +4 off the +2. And I also got a yellow 2, but the other two cards I had left were red 9 and blue 9, so I was actually going to be in a position where I'd jump for the power play there. But that +2 actually gave me the +4, which made me feel more comfortable to just try to go for a similar thing I did against Monkey, where I just don't use it.
Right. So definitely more eye candy. The camouflage looks are working much better compared to where, let's say, you were at the beginning. Gee.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really got much to say on that one. Just kind of trying to get one more win here.
All right, buddy. You did the business with the double Caesar +2. Caesar +2. Sent him back. Then got stopped. What has been the biggest thing with number efficiency? We'll see what he says, and Gon obviously will get the next two calls. How did Bro... let me look at that. Last green card was that green 5. He made the switch. It was about a 4.5 minute break between. Well, hold on, Cody Smart. We got to get the question, but yeah, I don't know. That is interesting. Gon's right. It was not a green for 4.5 minutes. So maybe he was holding something back in the green. He just never could get to that green progression. Scramble to keep him off. Play with the assumption you at least draw at least once. I don't know. Yeah, that is a. You never know, man. Like I said, no two games are the same on this bot, and that is a ultimate true statement here, because you're supposed to figure it out on back end and front end and back and front again. So. We'll keep it running. Cody Smart will put it in. Gon's got to stay alive to power play. We'll see what he can do. 2 power play. G1 away. He can play a lot of house money here. Let's see. Well, there you go. We're talking about the green. Now he's got the green. Gon looking for a tie, looking to get this one into a game 9, 10, excuse me. We're in game 9 right here if you're just joining us late. G looking to finish it up. Wanted to save the celebrations for later. Let's see. Double play. Into the old lane, into the old myth, into Annie, into JT, double JT. Lane's been the initiator on the blue sevens today. That's been one car I've been noticing. Let's see. We're just going to avoid him here in the nick. G with a double play, maybe to a triple. Oh, G's trying to flush that power play, I think. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to flush that power play. It ain't going to work. No, but that been something from 10 deep, not going to lie. Wasn't going to work, though. Here comes Gman. He talked about not finding that ammo. Back to green, and he'll run it. Into his own card now. What the heck? Gone all over the map with some of these calls, man. I'm not going to lie. G runs the greens. That's all we've seen. 2 colors off the 13. Off the Hizzle. Gon's out. Here comes G looking for a finish here. No, but doesn't get a new color though. New color. This will give Gon some life. 0 sugar. Here comes G. Any moment he can rip the candle and rip the band-aid off. Let's see. Here he comes, loading up. This might be... Ooh, it's not it. It's not it. We saw this against Monkey. We saw this against Monkey. He did this move against Monkey. It's not over yet. It's not over yet because it's the Monkey move. We saw this. It's not over yet. We saw this move against Monkey and it worked out, but no. No back-to-back. This might be a veteran move. Let's see what he's got. It's definitely worth a check, though. This is it. G's going to probably send it off here. Oh, he doesn't. Wow. So that's interesting. He just sent this to the red. This gives Gon some life. Well, it's at Uno now. That's why you do it. I mean, I get the play. It's a great play. It's a veteran move. G to send this home. He's got it. I'm deafened. That's it. G, what do you want me to do for...
KT, what happened to the Penske Corporation in 1995?
I don't know. It's Penske Corp 2022 through 2024.
They didn't qualify for the Indy 500. It was one of the worst years for them. What happened the year before?
They made Super League. Well, they did pretty
well.
They won Indy.
Swept the front row. Won Indy.
Yeah.
Good Lord, this has been far too long. Jeez, oh my God, that is crazy.
G, congratulations, buddy. Cody and I, well, you know what? Maybe I can get Cody to, when we do the pod, to join me as a tournament winner, buddy. You're now joining that fraternity. That was a crazy game, though. That last one, I gotta say, you really used your veteran play on the power play. But I think the cool thing about that game was it was 2 color the whole way, pretty much. You didn't have anything else other than, 1 yellow. Talk to me about just choosing the Y. I think you just really got to Gon. Said Gon, he started to crack a little bit on some of his plays. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to ask him on that one for sure.
I mean, yeah. I think the +4 differential did kind of play a bit of a factor ultimately. I understand if Gon's a bit frustrated about that, but I think he still had a great tournament. I still think he's someone to keep an eye out for, and I mean, I've known he's someone to keep an eye out for. He was really good in D2 last season, and I'm really happy for him to have his breakout run here. But unfortunately, he came across the person who needed this win slightly more. Unfortunately, so I'm very happy to finally be a tournament winner, and I'm not missing Super League this year, so that's good. But that makes a lot of the potential pressures down the line for the rest of the season alleviated, which is really going to help me when it comes to trying to get the top seeds. So Um, I'm happy. Uh,
Classic. Okay, Cody's smart. All right now.
um, yeah, I get Gon's frustration, but I just think Automotive April was my tournament. The theme worked with me. I think the cards at times were working with me, and yeah, and again, I did the same thing I did last series where I just had the power play to block it. So, um, not necessarily like the direct finish, but just to block the power play from happening because can't do back to back and then can't do Uno. So I kind of got two to three ways you can't power play.
Right, right. All
But
that remover. Yep. Well,
yeah,
gee, you made Super League now. I mean, I guess I can. So what the Cup Sabadi my Thailand? I'm not going to go to. Anyway, you made to Thailand. Congratulations. Uh, we welcome you here. You know, you and Nick are the two winners. Obviously, we got myself. Ashley's up there. We're some other big names, of course. Yapez. We're starting to get a little picture of the field now, right? Do you think you with this win? Obviously, we know you ain't going to let out the gas. You're obviously going to be on a bye. Congratulations there. But your
first
thought,
by Ireland.
yeah, enjoy Bye Island, right? Relax a little bit. You probably need it more than a lot of people, because of course you run D2. But what have you been more impressed with so far with the competition overall, and what has been working? Maybe not so much as you said with just the outright pace all the time, but using some of those veteran plays and that veteran knowledge, as you have been a 3-year veteran to the league for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of situations I've been thrown in, from since 2020. Even you could throw back to like Victory Lane days. I mean, not necessarily the exact same thing, but I mean, there's just a little bit of overlap. But, uh, yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of these situations I've played in, and ultimately, I think there was a lot of times where over time I was able to figure out what works, what doesn't. Yeah, I did beat I did say if I didn't win this finale, I would not beat the washed allegations, but I did win. So I guess I've beaten the washed allegations, but um, yeah, I just think there's a lot of situations I've been in the past that I kind of use point. A few things I've seen from other players that I try to take. I was considering pulling some Rana Uno strats at some point if it was getting close, but I never got to a point where I felt like I needed to pull that out. So if anyone was hoping for that, I apologize. But um, yeah, I just kind of have learned that ultimately just kind of getting in the opponent's head, and sometimes it's not even just talking, sometimes it's just kind of the way you play your cards has been pretty big. But um, I'm really happy to get the win. Gon's a great opponent. I expect him to do more. I was expecting him to do some good stuff this season. I wasn't expecting it to be this early though. But Gon's a great opponent, great player. I hope he makes Super League along with a few of the other rookies. Because I did have three of them in my predictions at the start of the year. But um, yeah, just happy to get the checkered flag, and yeah, it's nice to get the win here, especially that tells me also that the plan I had going into this year is working, so that's good. And I said it before, but I will not be missing Super League this year, so that's nice.
Okay, so that's interesting from Guy. He says just couldn't find the wrong always in the back. Understood there. Yeah, I think that makes sense though, because you look at the stats. Yes, it is clear that Gon had all the ammo in terms of skips, plus twos, right? He had the reverses at one point in the wilds, but in a sense, sometimes it's not so much the stats; it's really just you time that ammo. And I can see what you're saying. What do they say? Garbage time stats, right? It's that garbage time ammo where you're right. If it looks on the score sheet, it looks great. Okay, I got more. But if you look at the individual game, yeah, sometimes when you don't have it at the right time, it can go over. And Draw City, it's the old difference maker. You live and die by the old sword of the DC, and sometimes you luck out, sometimes you don't. That's the beauty of the game. Well, Automotive April is done. We're done with the last burnout. G finally had the last lap. G, I mean, is there anything else you want to say, man? Here, I mean, you moved on. I don't know what else. What are some other expectations of you? Obviously, you've had some. Let's see, 100 wins now. I guess I'll do that ceremony. I don't think I had the ceremony planned. For after the game, but I guess I'll do it. See, I can. I'll
I
get.
just did not want to talk about that like for like 5 minutes, and then I just proceed to lose the series. That was my main reasoning
Okay.
behind that.
Yeah, I don't have the. I got to update the stats, but I know it's 101 and 71. That's your record all time in the reg season. So you're 15-11. Obviously, you won. So I'll put the. Let's see where you're at. I'll have to update it on the fly. I don't have. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody here today. Otherwise, I would have just went to my document. But I'll use my phone real quick. So when we do that, you want to kind of do me a solid and talk a little bit about your overall run, how you bounce back from, let's say, your troubling run, let's say in March. What was the big difference in terms of mentality as well? While I keep figuring this stuff out, go ahead.
To not let it fully deter me. Like in the moment, I was a bit frustrated, especially with how that game 7 went back then. But I couldn't just have my head hung down from that and just be like, oh, it's over. It's going to be the same season like last season. I just had to keep it going because I'm going to be honest. Sometimes you just lose in the first round. That just happens in Uno. Um, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. But I just made sure to not mentally lose focus and jump into Automotive April with a fresh slate, and ultimately that's kind of what led me to the win. I mean, uh, yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of been how that. That's how that goes. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss of words for some of this, but um, yeah, I do think a mentality plays a big part in my game plan for a lot of it. Especially since I don't do a lot of practice games in general. So I guess just being mentally sharp in the game and not losing focus of the end set and the end goal is really what's important. Now that being said, obviously I'd love to go back to back for tournament 3, but this is Uno. You're not always going to get like the best fortunate times. I was just very fortunate to not have gotten like a complete hosing on my end at any point during this tournament. I was either in advantage or in a relatively even game, so that's really all I needed. But that might not happen in tournament 3. So if it do- if so if I do get like hosed or something like that in tournament 3, that's not really going to deter me, and that's not even just because I have the Super League spot locked up. It's just kind of that's how Uno is, and that's that once you kind of accept that thing, I think it kind of unlocks a bit of a better mindset for you with this game because I think some people do take this
Oh,
like
message.
uber seriously. And I mean that's fine, of course, but I think that also leads them into like a disadvantage where if they lose, then suddenly they're like really mad and frustrated with themselves, and that kind of loses focus for future games, whether it's within the same series or even just down the line. So that's kind of always why I talk about mentality being an important aspect. Obviously, what cards you get, and then also just how you play them is important. But I do think the mentality plays a big aspect in it because if you're mentally out of it, then you're just not going to win the game most of the time. So I just think being mentally sharp on my end was a big proponent in how I was able to get this done.
I'll do your ceremony now. Your career. Honestly, I don't have everything, but I think this is right. 101 and 71. That's your regular set. Of course, you're 12 and 12 in Super League. So that's 113 wins all time. 15-11 series record. You just got the first. That averages your start C now up to 17.31 as you'll get the number one plate. And then your average finishing is now 19.5. So that means it's what? Minus 2.19 to start, finished it pretty 500 if you sound that. You join myself, Ashley, Yepez, and Sanford is now the fifth person to do it. Uh, moving to that, G. I mean, your thoughts on getting 100 wins, man, all time in the regular season, only one of five to do it, joining some of the best to ever do it, to say the least. G.
Just give me a second.
All right, boy.
Can you repeat the question?
Your thoughts on joining some of the best, Sanford, myself, Ashley, Yepez, and to have 100 regular season wins. Very exclusive club.
Um, I mean, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I did feel like at some point I'd hopefully get to this point for this season, but Having that 100 wins slate is kind of nice. So yeah, I mean, I kind of historically also had a really good game record, all things considered. Even if my series record hasn't been too hot at times, my game record has been pretty good. So I just kind of historically I've really been able to do well within a game perspective. Series perspective, 2024 wasn't that great. But yeah, that's just kind of been how it's gone for me there. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to get to that point, just get another accolade, and I guess now I don't know what the next goal would be. 200 starts, I guess. Would that be the next closest? I don't know. Would 24 hours be in the range? I
No,
mean, this was a quick series
not
though,
even
so
close. I think you need like
uh,
9 hours to go or 8 hours. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, I could pull up the database and see
I think there's
where I'm
I
at.
think the closest one after that is Sanford. I think if I had to guess. I could be wrong.
Probably. Oh yeah, yeah, 16 hours. Jesus.
You got a long way
Yeah,
to go.
that is gonna take a while. But oh yeah, I need to update the database for the new D2 players also, so I'm probably gonna have to do that at some point. But yeah, 16 hours. I mean, I'm at 100. Well, that's not updated yet, so
No, I have to update
so
that.
we went 9 games. That's 171. I'm about like 30 away or so. So um. Actually, no, 172. So 28 games away. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the next one to mark down. But again, happy with the result. Happy to get 100 wins here at the same time as well. And again, all the respect to Gon. I can't emphasize that enough. He is still a great player, along with a lot of the other rookies coming up. And I'm hoping we see more of them do well in Tournament 3 and beyond. And this is not just a flash in the pan, because I do think a lot of those guys are really good.
I appreciate that, G. We'll sign it off. Obviously, I don't have the updated stuff. Short's busy, but do appreciate him taking time out of his day to give me all these graphics. It's unfortunate for Seth. I know he couldn't be here today. I know he's got stuff going on. I'll give him an IOU, but thank you for at least him trying to get out here. G gets the job done. He'll go to Bangkok, Thailand. We'll see him late August. We'll see him in T3, of course. Crazy season to start the year. It's been a lot of parity. 2 winners that had trophies at 6 wins. 1 guy at 7. A bunch of hungry hounds at 4 on back. A lot of guys still don't have a win. It's been everything you've wanted so far in terms of the season. We're only 2 months in. Realistically, of course, February. Or sorry, 3 months in if we count February as well. Long way to go. Not even halfway through. But so far through 12 rounds of the championship, we've had a pretty good contestants of people. 10 different class winners. How about that? 5 on 5. So 5 different ones that won in March, 5 on April. We'll see if we get the classic 15 for 15 going in T3. We've had 15 out of 16 people make Elite 8s. I believe 8 out of 8 for different Final 4. 4 out of 4 for different finale. It's been a case of who's who in 2025. The parity is definitely there, and the consistency has been very low in terms of a lot of players. But the one thing that is consistent, you never get 2 same games on this bot, and it's always a magical time. Congratulations to G one more time, and I want to shout out everybody who helps make this program go around as we go into our Easter break. I want to thank the media people, of course, Gio, Cody Smart. Appreciate him, especially Cody Smart, man. And he's been putting in a lot of work. Gio as well on the media stuff. The ref department, Jay Caesar, does a great job. There's a lot of people I'm going to shout out right here. Let's see if I got everybody. We got Jay Caesar, of course, G, Cody Lamas, the commission, Yoshi, Tago, Coach, Luke, Gio again, Rune, Cody Smart, Alan, Abion, Brad, Nam, Nick, Short, Sean, Heat Check Guard, Sky, Sanford, Vapor, Brock, and many other people who also have left but are also part of the commentary and ref departments. Commentary, of course, Monkey's in there. We got JT, Seth Cole, right? DJ Curtis. Of course, has done Nick, Sting in there. Vape Show again, Brock the Rock. Appreciate everybody, Ed Ziemba, for doing all that. It's been really good to start the year. We've had a successful venture. Let's not forget 1 year ago, literally 1 year ago, we were still in the middle of T2 round 2, and we didn't finish the T2 until May 5th. So we are definitely way ahead of schedule. I want to thank everybody who was part of the Elite 8 onwards. To run 3 rounds in 5 days is ridiculous. That is some crazy efficiency. I want to thank everyone. That's all the players. That's all down to the players. You can't see me point them, but I'm pointing to everybody in the crowd. Appreciate you guys for allowing us to run it. Let's have a great Easter break to those who celebrate. Let's enjoy some time off. We'll be back with the Wild Card Pod, and we'll begin T3 somewhere around April 29th, 30th, around that time frame. I believe April 30th. Actually, April 30th, May 1st, around time frame. We'll get the reveal show a couple days before, and we'll ready to rock and roll and load him up again. We'll see what G does on theming, of course. Congratulations to him as he goes to Super League. And, of course, one last time to Automotive April. Thank you guys for being great hosts. Appreciate it. And until then, this has been The Boss, and we'll see you in a theater near you. And check out the D2 finale at 4:30 tomorrow between the J Special. We had the G Special. It's the J Special tomorrow with Joao and J Money. Peace. We'll see you then.